Paige Bueckers, just historically efficient, having a 50-40-90 season. 54% from the floor, 41% from three, 90% from the line, and also leads Division I in assist to turnover ratio. Rebecca, I love when you get an inkling about a stat or something you're observing, because you saw this happen, you said, I feel like this must be historic, and it is.
Dribble and dish.
Had the room, didn't she? Yeah. Ava Gormley loses control. Here comes Bueckers. Huskies on the run. Third native for BU. Giannaro's blocked by Brady. And Bueckers comes up with the ball. Shade from the corner. There it is. Defense into offense. Happened here. The block and steal at one end. Bueckers finds Shade, and she finds the bottom of the net. Here's Sarah Strong, the freshman, the #1 ranked recruit, feeds Paige Bueckers.
Pull it back.
That's now 6 turnovers for BU. Bueckers up and in. Cut off well, double team. Nice save. And Bueckers takes the feed from Al-Alfi and makes the three.
Al-Alfi with a nice handoff. Bueckers spaced it perfectly.
In the droves here for Yukon. Aaron pass from Gallegos off Bueckers' foot, actually. Getting her introduction to the Yukon faithful on the court. Blocked by Bueckers. Paige Bueckers led this Yukon squad in blocks a year ago. There's their first.
You know, we talk a lot about our offense, but here, that was just heads-up defense from the backside, knowing where the ball was, being in the right place at the right time. Terrific anticipation.
CC Bentley over Shelley to get BU some points, finally. As Bueckers answers right back. 12 to shoot, Giannaros lets it fly, no. And the rebound right to Paige, who finds Chen running.
I mean, how about that pass from Bueckers?
With 4:09 to go in quarter number 2. Here's the play. Bueckers scoops the ball. Chen's on the run and gets the bucket for the Huskies.
You know, the first 5 minutes of this second half is often the indicator of how mentally into it this team is. A nice backdoor cut there from Bueckers and attacking here.
Here's Gormley. That was Shade got a hand on the ball, and the pass is intercepted by Bueckers. Strong is ahead of the field, and she will score. Size without fouling. Gormley has it knocked away by Brady. Second chance. Chen feeds a cutting Bueckers, who was cut off but found Brady.
On the defensive end, South Florida shoots a lot of long-range shots, as does Bueckers.
And quickly a timeout for USF. 7-point Yukon lead. Bueckers sees space. Nice touch off the glass with a closing defender.
That was a nice clear out. You see Dembele tight on her. And Yukon did a nice job of clearing out to open up that lane for her.
Al-Alfi joins KK Arnold at the scorer's table, waiting to check in for Yukon. Bueckers looking for a screen. Brady sets it. She'll drive right into the paint. The stop, turn around and pop for Paige. Shot clock almost drained. Here's Paige. Gets it off and got it to go. Chen comes to get the ball.
Good half-court defense here by the Bulls.
And great body position by Bueckers.
He's hoping that he sees that to close the first half.
There's Bueckers spinning in the paint. And off glass and in for Paige.
I mean, look how hard Bueckers is working to, great footwork, using her body, keeping the defender on her back.
Inside of 2 minutes to go. Second quarter here at Gamble Pavilion. Paige Bueckers
is driving the basketball.
Bueckers on the run. Felt the traffic coming, hesitated, gets the bucket.
Just what a great read to get the defense off their feet. That third foul. You don't want her getting 4 in the third quarter.
Ball knocked away from Puisis. She had been 0 for 4 up to that point. Bueckers. Yes, that's 3.
The strong finish. And then a lack of communication defensively and a mismatch. Smart recognition by the senior.
Knocked away as Priest is trying to inbound.
Sarah Strong, the #1 rated freshman in the country, coming in with this class, and she sets the screen for Bueckers 3. And the new point guard who transferred in from Princeton. It's a rarity to step right into a starting job as a transfer. And Bueckers starts out 2 for 2.
Paige Bueckers, Gino said, the most unguardable player in the country. Here you cannot go behind any kind of screen because she can drain it, then hesitate, gets right through, finishes when the switch came from the big.
All of them, yeah. They've got a lot of different weapons to choose from. There's Bueckers again. You asked Bueckers if the players really had talked much or thought much about the chance to tie the record. They said not a whole lot as Bueckers scores again.
I don't want to minimize the questions you're asking.
As a doctor of letters, I just took a gut punch. Final minute of this first quarter, and there's Bueckers again. Good off the bounce. She's got 9 here in the first. Bueckers, good if it goes. Got it!
A shoot around where they were just going through their offenses. Nice pass, almost to Gatang. And
Chen, Bueckers with the cut. And how about Paige? Now 7 for 11 in the first half. She's already got 18. A year ago, Rebecca, she has a chance to inch her way up into the top 5 all-time scorers of Connecticut.
defensive end.
Playing much of the half without Lexi Donarski, who's scoreless with 3 fouls. And there's Caitlin Chen. Star players just 1 for 6 with 2 points, and Donarski in foul trouble throughout that first half. As Bueckers gets it up off the window, and it is a 20-point night once again for Paige. Here comes Bueckers. Corner, Trey, Chen, got it. Of his tenure. As Bueckers will slow walk it across midcourt, and Gino calls the play. Paige with the pull-up, got it.
I love that decision by her.
Shots. Carolina just 3 of 12 here in this third quarter, under 2 to go, and Bueckers with the assist to Shea. Tara and then Gino over the years, just class. You know, the way they conduct themselves, the way their teams played night in and night out. Bueckers with 3 more. Carolina has held Paige Bueckers without a field goal. And she'll get one right here. She's got 27 on the night.
Watch out when she starts draining those.
Bueckers gets it back from Strong. The head fake, steps inside the line and drains it. Strong to beat the shot clock buzzer, and she does.
It's the long rebound. Now Shade for 3. That will rattle in. Very experienced group picked unanimously to finish first in their conference as Bueckers gets the steal.
I just think she just needs to come out and play and just play within the context of the offense. How about that roll by Bueckers?
Paige may only have 2 points, but she's got 6 rebounds now and a bucket and a foul.
I mean, she knew she was going to do this, and a little breakdown defensively there by FDU. Game up. Seemed to work.
And that works too. How the relationship he's developed with Gino Auriemma and how much Gino has helped him as Sarah Strong drops a bucket. Now Brady for 3. That doesn't go. Bueckers with another rebound. And she'll get the putback. So UConn needing to create a little energy in the building here with things going down. And that'll do it as Paige Bueckers drives and gets a bucket and a foul.
Ask and you shall receive. That's just great upper body strength while getting hit. Play it. They're very confident.
And so if you're just tuning in and you're seeing the score line as Bueckers gets the nice feed in the bucket for all of these players.
It's the best. They are the best.
Little give and go with Paige and KK.
Drop for Ashlyn Shade. Paige Bueckers right there, and Yukon is on the board. Conversation they have in stores is national titles. Paige Bueckers slides it up from distance. Her first three. That is averaging 22 assists per game this season. Caitlin Shen, you can see bucket in transition. Feeding her is a plus. Collapses the defense. It opens up the skip. And there's Paige. Paige Bueckers. Another one. From the floor. For 11 points. With the basketball. Sophomore from Germantown, Wisconsin. Paige Bueckers remains perfect in paradise.
Goodness, thanks for having me on. It's anytime we get to just watch good basketball, it's programs that have advanced in the NCAA Tournament years past. Very talented freshman Paige Bueckers scores for Yukon. 2 points in this game. Bueckers again. Easy fire, winds up for 3 and buries it.
Paige Bueckers.
Bueckers with another rebound. Paige has got to be the leading rebounder in the ballgame. Inside it goes. El Alfie makes the layup by just one. Caden Samuels into the ball game, got a hand on that one. Paige Bueckers came away with it. Ashlyn Shade back in as well.
Shots are going to fall, but we need to do a much better job in transition and communicate better defensively. Paige Bueckers obviously heard him in that huddle.
I'm sure whose side they would take, but
I don't know how helpful it will be.
yeah, 5-second violation. Yukon basketball worked out anyway.
Even that play looked a little disjointed.
Yeah, they get the ball to Bueckers, though.
Finished very nicely.
That finish from Bueckers.
And that's just great nonverbal communication. Bueckers knew she was overplayed in backdoor cut, and Chen found her.
Here's Eddie, defended well by Fudd. Trying to get it inside to a cutting Bachman, and Bueckers comes away with the ball. Look at Arnold fight through that screen. Bueckers intercepts the pass. Finds a running Arnold underneath. Again, did she get the block there? Thought so, and the pass, an attempt to save an out-of-bounds ball, went right to Bueckers. You knew that was going.
So she knew she was going to, once she saw the two purple defenders with her and Strong wide open, she knew she was going to find her. That three in the previous possession is pass.
Look at that. Strong to Bueckers.
The freshman has, she talk about chemistry and reading your teammates in a hurry. This kid has figured it out.
Against while you're on the floor, she's a plus 27. Make it a plus 30.
She doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
That one's knocked away by Bueckers, and here comes Yukon. Partisan crowd on hand, made the 2-hour trip.
At this point of the season because of it.
Bueckers with an offensive rebound. Oh, boy.
A good pull. Sarah's like, I'm very good from three, but not the shot.
There's one that he'll take. Easy Fudd.
Great start here for Yukon. Finishing off this half is AZ Fudd, who's been hitting from everywhere, attacking the basket, working a mid-range, and of course a smooth stroke from the three-point line. It's been a little bit of everyone getting on the action because the Huskies have got a lot of potency on the offensive side.
51-24. 24%. From beyond the arc. To even think that.
Special, and this is what you're going to see. Stopping on a dime, off 1 foot, gets it to go. I mean, she's coming from midcourt and just gets to the teeth of the defense and so smooth with that release point. And when it comes to Bueckers, she can get to any spot she wants to on the floor. It's just all about how she's able to create looks.
Bueckers wide open. A lot of basketball games in the ACC. There it is, beautiful pass inside.
And Brady secures another board. Dow goes swiftly back into the play. Bueckers turns the corner and lays it in. Citron, a projected first rounder. In some mocks, early second in others, as Bueckers gets the jumper to drop. Moving over from head coach in this league to GM spot. Bueckers dips inside and finishes. 4 assists, 8 rebounds in this first half. Has 1 career triple-double. Bueckers, the pull-up is good. Bueckers has 6 of the last 8 Connecticut points. Looking for more and finding it.
They've been on point defensively so far this first half.
Bueckers able to beat the buzzer with a jumper.
Gino Moriema saying that.
Bueckers coming up with a steal. Chen had Strong guiding her, so wise for her team. Bueckers with Citron on her hip, able to drop it in. One of college basketball's great rivalries. Top of the game too, Rebecca, worth repeating. Nobody dressing for Connecticut tonight has ever played on this floor. Third quarter. Bueckers cutting through, up under and in. Lively in her huddle talks about getting consecutive stops. Well, They haven't allowed a bucket until now. Here's Bueckers. Flips it back. Strong's three. She got it.
Most students ever at a Notre Dame women's basketball game.
Bueckers stops and banks it in. Citron, Hidalgo, Koval, King, and Miles for Notre Dame. Bueckers cups and finishes. 24 for Paige Bueckers.
Strong, particularly. There's Bueckers off the ice Brady screen.
How about her? You think she's a little bit more aggressive? Bueckers drove into the lane and kicked it out. She's got to shoot it.
Both teams have taken 14 field goal attempts. Not many of them have gone in. That one does for Bueckers. Two are after each other. Strong lost the ball. Here comes Rivera. Defended by Bueckers.
Bueckers loves to block shots.
Last season in the Big East Championship game, Paige had 5 blocks against Georgetown. That is just her third of the season.
Great body control. She timed it perfectly. Really smart block.
And Shelley, the 5 on the floor for Yukon. There's Paige with the quick release.
And kept her on the bench for too much of that game.
Blocked by Bueckers. This second quarter. Here's Strong. A step back, defenders laid back, and she'll drain it. And you can see her comfort level and her leadership growing by the game as Bueckers lets that go for 3. Time for the first time. Bueckers with a steal. Uses body position to force the defender away.
So, active hands, pressure on the ball, aware of what's going on. Terrific steal by Bueckers. And watch how she used that left shoulder to initiate that contact, create some space.
Figures for the Huskies now with 11 apiece. Arnold inbounds to Bueckers, who puts it in the bucket. For Yukon, 44-25. Bueckers off the strong screen. The stop and pop. Jen to a running Shade, who feeds a cutting Bueckers.
That was an outstanding read by Bueckers. By Paige Bueckers to make that cut.
And a hand in the passing lane. Here's Strong running and scoring. Paige cuts. And what a feed.
Could be great.
As Bueckers got it.
Speaking of great.
Yeah. But he was going to let a 3 go there for a minute. Bueckers drives, stops, and pops.
Bueckers triple. Got them all. So ready to go again. Ashlyn Shade had the great start. It's Bueckers again, her second 3.
They're just trying to safeguard her ability to be a presence inside.
Well, that's the risk.
Your opponent, and it's just so tough to guard.
Bueckers bags another. She's perfect.
What Iowa State needs to do more of.
Bueckers running, reversing.
Their fair share of triples at this juncture.
Bueckers to the mid-range.
In Crooks and let her go to work.
Iowa State's been ranked a lot of the year. Yukon. We'll workshop it.
We will.
Bueckers, another one. Stay free for Bueckers. Jackson couldn't corral it.
Jackson didn't need to exhale on that one because Paige Bueckers is right there, just being a defensive menace and getting yet another deflection and steal for the Huskies. Watch right here. You can tell it's in her eyes. She knew she could maybe come over there and just try to be in the right place at the right time.
I'd say, 35 to 40 of those minutes.
Oh, easily. Definite focal point.
Strong has caught fire. This time it was a pop for Strong. This ends up with Brady on a handoff for Paige Bueckers. Taking with the left and cruises to the rim. Boy. 2-on-2. Chen sprints up the floor and bounces it home.
That's exactly what you're talking about, Sarah. Different spot of the court, but the find was good. Bueckers for 2 on the other end. Has been so good for him. On the drive and drop off right to the doorstep. It's an easy 2. She had a minor surgical procedure, as we mentioned, in mid-November. Bueckers, that is just smooth. Fun on the drive and kick. It's Bueckers. Catch and shoot. It's pass.
You said every possession matters, especially when you're trying to build momentum.
Bueckers smooth on a rainbow.
When you're banking in long shots, that's when you know it's your day.
Beckers, that's 2.
It's not just that. It goes beyond all of that type of skill.
Beckers creating.
And a full court press.
Oh, and the pressure starting to heat up. Beckers, yes! Just like that. The Nutmeg State.
Woo! Take a look at this. Just falling on the ground off that one. And KK Arnold finds the shooter. Paige Bueckers drains it. And this is just a disjointed defensive possession because of the turnover. Yeah, Paige turned it around. Quick stare and Juju.
And another turnover. Arnold the steal, started by Bueckers, who got the hand in. Bueckers up top. Kelly. Yes! Bueckers foul line. Oh, man.
Paige Bueckers, yeah, she's made for this moment. Gets to her spot, the quickness of a release. This is a beautifully run play, and she has changed the dynamic for UConn in this second half.
Jen wanted it. Instead, on the back cut, Bueckers with a tie, sleek.
Of the helping El Alfie.
So 2 apiece. Bueckers with the pull-up. Only 4-point advantage for UConn, looking to build on that here. Bueckers with the pull-up, and it goes. Thrown away. UConn forced the Friars into 28 turnovers as Bueckers feeds a cutting strong. Here's Bueckers with the pull-up. Nice touch. Brady finds a cutting Bueckers. Nice. Initiated that one. And Fudd from Bueckers. Good. Looking for it, but yes, that will make a world of difference for this team if she's able to hit some of those.
Nice hand in the passing lane there from Bueckers.
And she'll take it end-to-end.
She'll learn.
Yep. No worries about her at all on the part of this coaching staff. There's a thrown away pass. Finds Bueckers, who finds Fudd. Nice defense along the baseline by Farrell, but Bueckers comes into the corner and drains the 3. Providence basketball. And that's knocked away. Here's Bueckers. And the fans can sit. In this third quarter from the floor, 0 for 7 from 3. Strong for 2, got it. Bueckers sees paint. So here is Bueckers to a wide open Fudd, and that goes for 3, and the ball game is tied.
And that's what changes everything for this UConn team.
Effort from Volker for Marquette. They have numbers, and Bueckers got the block. Brady looked at the shot, didn't take it. Here's Bueckers for 3. Yes, it goes. And Bueckers jumps in the way, and the ball goes off Marquette. It's UConn basketball. Got the rebound.
And then stole the ball from Forbes.
There's Bueckers. Another 3 goes.
I love the way they play. It's gritty and tough.
Here's Bidiaco. Now Mason. Jaden Mason drives, blocked. Who was that? Bueckers came across. Arnold was there.
Got her from behind. So Bueckers loves to block shots. Great job by Mason turning the corner. They both
got a hand on it. 18th turnover for Marquette in this ball game. Bueckers wide open.
She's a really good defender.
Stolen away for Volker. She averages 14 a game. That's just 6. 3 of 12 shooting for the senior. There's Bueckers. Got that. Did on Wednesday out in Marquette.
Good active hands defensively there by Bueckers to pressure the ball and steal it.
Turnovers have been a bit of a problem for Villanova this season. Strong takes the pass and puts it in. Shade guarding Bosco, who is very quick, as evidence there. Bueckers with the block, with the rebound for UConn. Past midway in this opening quarter here in Philadelphia. There's Bueckers for 3, and it rattles home. Bueckers steps away from the defense and drops the 2.
she's shouldering a lot of it herself.
Wild scramble for the ball. And finally, tied up basketball will be called. It'll be Yukon basketball.
Oh, yeah, the kid was holding her jersey. I understand where Paige is talking.
And Chen inbounds to Bueckers. Wide left on the 3 attempt. And now Fudd finds herself wide open for 3. Bueckers steps away and off the glass. Weber, the leading returning scorer for Villanova from a season ago with all the roster turnover. There's Bueckers with the pull-off. Got it.
And run her defender into it.
There's Fudd from the corner, wide open, and answers. Nice feed and nice bucket.
Wow.
Had 4 points in the first half as Bueckers answers. She's been on it today. That's 6 of 10. And ball on the floor. Shade on the floor with Bueckers, Chen, Strong, and Arnold. There's Bueckers for 2. They're signaling. That is a 2. And in the play for Yukon. So here's Paige, the chance to surpass 2,000 career points tonight.
Post presence to have a post player getting fouled while shooting, but they just jack up a lot of threes.
Yukon out rebounding the Red Storm 7-0 in this one, and Bueckers again sees the pass coming. 7. Bueckers with another hand on the ball, and that's going to go off of Gideon and be Yukon basketball.
Really good help there by Bueckers. The left hand goes in, knocks the ball away, and it does go off Gideon's leg. See, Paige just reaches in, hits the ball, it hits Gideon's left leg out of bounds. Huskies ball.
One of their eat up a lot of minutes regular rotation players and leaders who's out tonight with an illness. There's Bueckers and got it. 3-point shooting for the Red Storm tonight. Not very good at 2 of 12. There's Bueckers, got it. Bueckers, got it.
Who cares? It went in.
And that is her first made 3 of the season. There's Bueckers! Now 3 away from 2,000. There's Fudd from Bueckers, got it. Masonis comes away with it, and it's saved in bounds, but Bueckers saw the teetering player on the sideline and ahead to Strong. Shade finds Bueckers, there it is! 2,000 career points for Paige Bueckers. Fastest in program history to do it. Here's Bueckers ahead of the pack. And got more. For Yukon. Bueckers got it for 3.
She didn't need 20 seconds.
The one word we kept saying over and over is relax.
Chels, thanks. Paige looked pretty relaxed with that 3.
Now, there was a breakdown defensively, and Bueckers wisely took the open shot. You can't leave her that open.
And 58% from 3, which is mind-boggling. There's another 3. Fudd kicks to a wide-open Bueckers for 3, and it rattles home. So a 9-0 run for the Huskies, and looking to build here. Strong from outside. Yes, that's 3. That student from Australia. So suddenly Villanova, after being 0 for 5 trips down the floor, is 3 for their last 3, and Bueckers answers.
Made it there by Sarah Strong.
Bueckers with the pull-up. Yes. By Shade. Bueckers all the way to the rim.
And what an athletic catch there by Shade. And then Bueckers with the nice finish.
Back into the ball game for the Huskies. Bueckers for 3. Nothing but net. Team to 2 run. Make it 15. Paige has got 2 assists. Paige anticipates the pass and gets the steal. Your time coming up after 5. Bueckers left alone. The defender fell down. She makes the 3. All by herself for 3. Sarah Strong.
And there you go. Sarah knew she was going to be open. As did Paige. There by Chen.
And Bueckers steals the inbound pass. And after she ran back on defense, Strong with the deflection. Here come Bueckers and the Huskies. Oh, what a pass. What a connection. Bueckers to Strong. Here it is again for Yukon. Defense to offense. And look at this finish. Bueckers finding a running Sarah Strong. That's nice. Bueckers with the pull-up. Right to Bueckers. Bud is ahead of the pack. And Bueckers finds her.
Advantage of it. Bueckers with the rebound and looking to push. Watch the pace of this Yukon team feeding a sprinting Sarah Strong up the floor.
Game as a freshman.
Can think of a lot of other teams feeling the same way. Here's Bueckers, splashes it home.
And it was a quiet start for Paige Bueckers as we see her at the top of the key. And this is just Morgan Molly completely falling asleep. Her eyes following the ball. She turns her back to Paige Bueckers. Get hit with a backdoor cut.
Bueckers, baseline inbound, too smooth. And making it happen. Bueckers, wow.
Paige Bueckers had just 3 points in the first half. She already has 5 here. And you see the defender just a little bit late, chasing behind her on the screen. Reading a defender, adjusting based on how they're playing her, where they're playing her.
Bueckers off balance. Third quarter.
I wish we had the audio from Gino at the half, but you see her player gets hung up on the screen. Little bit of a hesitation.
That shot missed by Townsend. Bueckers sees an opening, gets herself free, and knocks it down.
Answer from Creighton, who got that ball moving as quick as we've seen it today. A couple of extra passes to get that Yukon defense shifting.
Shot clock is off for Bueckers. Into the lane, count it!
Game clock running down might be Paige Bueckers' favorite time of day. You know she locks in that moment. And credit to her teammates for giving her the space.
Bud trying to find somewhere to go. It is Bueckers. 2 defenders. Does not matter. Day. Bueckers gets free. Another 3. She's got 20 points. 17 in the second half. Still could be a lot of jostling happening. Pick and roll. Perfection. Off the feed from Chen.
They don't want her to be gun shy. She needs to keep shooting.
Nice find of Fudd by Paige. It goes. Well, Bueckers will step back for the feed and the 3. Pass errantly done. Fudd ahead of the pack. Got it. She had her foot down on the line when she threw it against Shade there. Here's Strong. Yes. 4-3.
Defense for Yukon looks rushed.
Bueckers with the block.
Really nice block here by Bueckers.
Of this third quarter for DePaul out of the locker room.
Yeah, their most dangerous 3-point shooter.
The foul and the bucket for Bueckers. Came back 8 against Villanova. Yukon trying to recover the basketball, and Bueckers does.
Whoever it is, Aubrey Griffin coming in. There's a turnover here by Butler. They can't afford to turn it over like that in the open floor to give Paige Bueckers that layup opportunity.
Bueckers drives and got it. Timeout Butler. Transfer from Belmont. Bueckers ahead of the pack. Look at that. It's a 7-point Yukon lead. Bueckers pulls up from just inside the free throw line. Bueckers from Shade, and she finds a cutting Brady.
I mean, a great curl off the screen, felt the defender trailing, and the unselfish pass. She easily could have shot that ball. Shoot early, get a couple buckets. Maybe it's steal here or there.
Shot missed, but Ashlyn Shade was there to clean it up.
A hustle by Shade.
Bud steps in. Quick closeouts by the Butler defense, but eventually they fall behind, and Bud makes him pay. For the steal, McGuff tried for the tough shot, gets her own miss. Oh, Bueckers slashes. Strong finds her. Bueckers ahead of her defender, and a nice touch pass to Strong. Under the relentless pressure of this Husky defense. Bueckers tries for another steal, and will pick it up. Patience enough to let the defender fly past. Alafi in the ball game now. Playing a little zone here. Carson Norman defended. Look at that, Chen to Bueckers. How sweet.
A perfectly timed cut from Paige Bueckers.
Good defensive retreat by the Bulldogs, so Flood has to back out. Gets the ball back and drops the three, just like that.
Here in that full court man.
Here's Bueckers. Bueckers firing. Does she get the roll? Oh! Friendly rims in Knoxville for the Connecticut Huskies. Spencer, 7 to shoot. Spencer gives it up, 4 to shoot. Whitehorn traveled, and Tennessee turns it over. Is the only time you root for one team to make a basket or another when the people stand and then sit if they do?
And we can't see?
Yes. Down the floor, Griffin leaking out, perfect delivery, and Griffin lays it in. Hooper has the pass knocked away, here comes Arnold. Connecticut with numbers, Bueckers back to Arnold, who lays it in through the contact. It's a 2-point game. Point Tennessee lead. Bueckers pull up is good. Hooper is airballed, and here comes Bueckers running the break for Connecticut. Bueckers through contact banks it in. Cooper dribbles it off her leg into the arms of Bueckers. It still lands with Chen. Bueckers a 3. You bet! It's tied at 74.
Bueckers cross-court time. Chen lines it up. Back-to-back buckets for her. Find the right line of sight. Here's Bueckers down low. Bueckers elevating and a smooch off the window.
An all-around versatile player. She's going to get people the ball. She's going to look for her shot like that. She's playing a lot of minutes, and Coach Ariema said, I don't know that that's a good thing. She's not used to that.
Ripped away. Bueckers sprinting forward. Tries to create a little separation and a tough finish through contact. Remaining, Scott thought about it for a second. Bueckers the poke.
Yeah, let's look at this. This is really nice defense by Paige Bueckers. Just great anticipation.
Follows her miss, ball batted around. She taps it to Bueckers, keeps it alive. Here's Bud for 3, rattles home. Such great points there, AJ. Just 0 fast break points for Providence, and they shot 25%.
Not enough movement. You can't just dribble the ball around at the top of the key.
Bueckers buries the triple. Who else can step up and hit open shots? They're going to be there with the way the teams are defending. Bueckers, she gets the steal.
And getting a little complacent there, but a nice job from Romero.
Bueckers dialed in from beyond the arc.
Like Coach Ariema says, when Fudd is great, she's great. I mean, there's like no stopping her.
Home whites, trimmed by the red and national flag blue. Here's the Shea Dwyer. Feeds to the corner. Bueckers gets the first block on a shot by Jayla Donald. For the Red Storm. Looking for some room. 5 to shoot. Here's Dwyer, guarded now by Bueckers.
Nice switch.
And a hand on the ball. And a time violation.
Really well defended by Bueckers and Fudd that time.
Bell 14 for the Red Storm. Quickly to the other end comes St. John's. Donald ran herself into trouble.
Good defense by Chen.
And Bueckers will drive, get fouled, and get the bucket. Bueckers. It's good.
I like that quick release by Bueckers.
Nice find by Bueckers to Fudd. Yes.
Tartamella is irate that Fudd has knocked down another 3.
Already 13 points for Fudd. A steal and a score.
Are you sure about that? No, yeah, I would love to, but you know, so cool to see my girls from this perspective. And
See Nika Mule here and Aubrey Griffin. She said, all right, Aubrey.
Yeah, this is why. Sick. A sick block here from Aubrey Griffin.
Boom. Griffin will haul in the rebound uncontested. Bueckers with the pull-up, and it goes. Right, and Fudd will corral the rebound for UConn. 7-0 in this second quarter for the Huskies. Oh, what a move. Ashlyn Shade. A little razzle-dazzle. Here's Vanderhoek. Blocked by Bueckers.
Now Shelley has got that boot on her ankle. Not sure what's going on there.
And now Dwyer. Defended by Flood. Blocked by Bueckers.
Good active hands.
Creighton seems to play Yukon better in Connecticut.
Isn't that crazy?
To a scoreline anyway, the last few years. There's Bueckers. Nice.
Been so aggressive on the offensive end. A lot of credit goes to Azy Fudd. Being 7 of 13 from the floor.
3 to shoot. Blocked by Bueckers.
It's her third block of the night.
Solid contribution on both ends of the floor from the Huskies team leader. 12 points, 5 rebounds, and the blocks. Here's Mayo. Donald saw Bueckers coming. Steps back, missed the shot. Yukon sets the offense. Let's check into Chelsea.
Yeah, I spoke with Coach Carter Mella, Allen, and that last possession offensively was probably one of the better offensive possessions they've had today.
Now Strong. Bueckers to Flood. Yes. Jayla Donald runs into Bueckers. And Flood. Got it! Bueckers with another steal for Yukon. Here's Shade running. She has to slow down.
As El Alfie came over with the help. Bueckers in transition, pull-up three is good, and Paige Bueckers is on the board.
South Carolina, Paige Bueckers playing confidently, stepping into that three.
And Strong the rebound. Connecticut's done a nice job securing the defensive glass. Bud connects. Connecticut piping hot from three. Lead.
And this has to be the recipe for success on the road against a paint-dominant team. The basket, go back and set.
Yeah, South Carolina now has missed 8 of their last 9 as Strong able to save it and Bueckers able to finish it. Dividends.
And you talk to Holly Rowe. He's going to try to continue to go back and forth. Big lineup, small lineup.
5 straight out of the timeout for Connecticut. For Wiley, lost her footing and then the ball. Here's Bueckers with numbers. Bueckers dishes out. Chen will fire. And hit from 3. Connecticut 7 of 11 from downtown. Connecticut an 11-0 edge and points off turnovers as South Carolina gives it right back. Bueckers down the floor. Chen through the lane, flips it in. Rebound Bueckers. Here's Bueckers. Swiftly up the floor. But a 3 is good.
About Paige Bueckers advancing the basketball, finding her three-point shooters. Azy Fudd, defender goes behind the handoff. Like, is this too much? Is this okay? Like, very aware.
Yes. Bueckers buries the 3.
On 5, one of the top players for the Pirates did not play in the game up at Gamble a month ago. Threw the pass right into the arms of Bueckers. Gamble Pavilion. She's looking for different things on her home floor tonight. Bueckers got it. Strong can't make the free throw, but the rebound to Fudd. There's Bueckers for 3. Got it. Trade 1 for 3 more. I think that's okay. The steal. I think Bueckers deflected that. Shade. Yes.
That foul was called, right? It took away UConn's bucket.
For sure. Bueckers will get the bucket and the foul. That'll be Bland Fitzpatrick with her quick second. Right there.
It's just a really strong, that's her upper body strength. To be able to be in the air, get hit on the arm, and still finish like that, that's just great strength. That's work in the weight room.
Bueckers gets the foul as well as the bucket.
Nice finish by Masonis. You got to give Catalan the credit for that crafty steal.
So, time to hold for the last shot for the Huskies with now 12 seconds to go.
I'd say it's got to be Bueckers or Fudd here.
It'll be Bueckers. Got it. Light of Husky fans everywhere. So Bueckers, Strong, Helalfi, Fudd, and Chen, the starting five. And there puts Paige ahead of Diana Taurasi for 9th all-time on the Yukon scoring list. Tonight missed that shot with the left hand. And Chen ahead of the pack.
How about that pass from Bueckers? I mean, that's a perfect strike from Bueckers.
Shade comes up with the rebound. It's not, what a touch pass from Fudd to Bueckers.
That was just great effort by the freshman.
And Bueckers gets the bucket. Griffin doing Aubrey Griffin things. Bueckers deflects the inbound pass.
Great active hands to steal that inbounds pass. You don't know how hard that is to do.
UConn's transition offense, a big point of emphasis for Butler today. Here's Strong. Nice patience and the first points of the day for the Huskies. Helalfi finds Bueckers this time. Nice high glass for Paige. Strong. Now Bueckers works off the Strong screen and drains it. Huskies quickly back the other way. Shade finds Bueckers. Got it! And a foul.
Really good pass, good cut.
So now a 10-point Yukon lead. And a 15-3 run, and it's going to grow. Bueckers with the steal and the score. 5 to shoot. McGuff on the right-hand dribble, knocked away. Here's Shade. Takes it to the rim. Carter holding on to the ball. Griffin comes around and knocks it away.
John is locked in defensively.
Playing with great energy. Bueckers around the Strong screen. Bueckers dumps it to Griffin. Look at the big step for Griffin right to the rim. The bounce to Yukon.
She loves that little flip pass.
Nothing but a plus as the Huskies head toward postseason play to have Aubrey Griffin playing like she was before she got hurt.
You don't realize how long it takes to kind of get your legs back under you after both mental and physical.
Bueckers off the Helalfi screen, and it's good for 3.
She did a nice job of using that Helalfi screen.
Bueckers lets it fly for 3, and it goes. Now finds Paige again. Plenty of time to work with here. Paige won't need it. Here is Fudd. Sarah Strong, found by Bueckers, and she finds nothing but net.
Well, in that first meeting, it's a senior day here for her, and now Butler did not get back.
So now Fudd pulls up, and it goes. And Bueckers, speaking of smart cuts, and here come the Bulldogs. Plenty of Huskies back on defense, and Wiggins throws it away. She got forced to the sideline by Strong. Here's Arnold left alone, lets the 3 fly, and it goes for KK Arnold.
3.5 minutes, and you wonder if this is one of those times where Bueckers tries to get a little bit more involved, but no, it's KK Arnold. Bueckers coming off the screen, crossover into the free throw line, jumper.
You've got to be able to break the pressure.
Jensen in the deep end, she's got to put it up. Bueckers with the block, shot clock violation. Just no room to breathe. On the deck, absorbs the contact, no whistle. Bueckers saves it, Fudd for 3 from outside. You bet!
Increments. Can you win the first 2 minutes of the game?
Bueckers for 3, and how about that start? They're going to rule it a 2. Her foot was on the line. To inbound the ball. They wasted no time. As soon as the official handed them the ball, they got it on the floor. Bueckers jumper, starting to get into her bag. Cut. Bueckers, nice find down low. Who else? Sarah Strong with 2 more. Half court. Bueckers, who Oriama said, you give her enough time, she'll make the right play every time. The cut. Bueckers patient and gets the finish down low. Arnold trying to go one-on-one between the legs. Bueckers pump fake, steps into the 2.
That he doesn't shy away from playing those teams in the middle of the season.
Bueckers pump fake, long 2. It is automatic.
So smooth, and she's really perfected the art of the head fake. You see how she fakes? It's a really simple fake.
Olivia Porter just with 10 threes in conference play. Bueckers, Paige Bueckers with a fancy move.
Pretty play.
How about this pressure? It leads to a 5-second violation.
They were like, should we charge people? Will they come if we charge them? I think $7 was what they settled on.
Zashnaro belongs to the Huskies. Pressured the Blue Jays, outscored them 27-12 in the second quarter as Bueckers cashes in. Porter identified as an X factor by Kara Consuegra. Entry and a finish for Sarah Strong.
And a perfect pass from Bueckers. Forbes, a former gymnast.
Bueckers answers right back.
Confidence of Sarah Strong. She's such a quiet kid. She's such a nice kid. Humble. Bueckers with a strong drive for the outstretched arm of El Alfie.
Bueckers comes right back and hits. That's a heave. It's off. Battle for the rebound and a jump ball. The Arrows with Connecticut. We're talking something as simple as what flavor Gatorade she wants. Noriema says she doesn't know. Bueckers is decisive. It's getting that elusive 12th for this program. That is the task at hand. Bueckers has been a machine.
For him to see something in me, it's ridiculous, and it feels unreal. And I gave him a hard time, puffy, for 3 days after.
But yours is the first year where you guys did it after the game as opposed to before.
Thank God, because the makeup gets ruined.
Strong.
Nice pass. That was a good look. Yeah, it's a good pass from Bueckers.
Said we're still playing on our heels right now. We're taking the shots we don't want to, and that is just fueling Yukon.
Thanks, Allison. Paige Bueckers is on the board. This Yukon team just picking up steam defensively, and then you give Bueckers transition buckets, and that's what she does.
Gina Oriema wants this Yukon team to get out and run. KK Arnold leading the break, and then they focus too late on Paige Bueckers. You can't trail her. You have to meet her really as soon as she's crossing half court. This is now a couple of buckets we've seen from Paige.
Here is Bueckers. Fudd driving. This time she hits.
Fudd was always known as a three-point shooter, but has gotten so good at mixing up her looks and attacking. And Yukon forces another turnover with this full court pressure.
It was because of Bueckers' efforts. Here come the Johnnies. Bueckers just took that away from Little. Then Bueckers taps it ahead of herself. The brilliance of Paige Bueckers.
Yeah, Paige just snatched that ball. They did not bring the defense in that loss. Ever since that game, there has been so much more activity, tenacity on the defensive end. We're seeing it here in this first half.
Long, tapped out by Shade. It's the little things, Kim.
Without a doubt, especially at this time, some scoring and success throughout the course of the season.
Sarah Strong shows her range.
It is an incredibly strong trio that you have to contend with, but as Paige Bueckers just living in the mid-range position.
Underhoop NCAA Tournament experience. The transfer from Monmouth. Bueckers is in her bag. Leah Lewis, past Defensive Player of the Year winners. Nobody can stop Bueckers. She knows what the assignment is. She knows the one thing she's got to capture. It's the shot clock's at 3. It's at 1. There's Bueckers with a rejection.
Who, as we were talking about before the break, more determined than ever to get to that final game.
Now with 2 seconds here, they didn't realize how much time was on the clock, and that will make Joe Tartamella not pleased.
We asked him before the game, pretty look from Bueckers to Fudd. It was kind of a gut punch. They lost that one, and then they responded so well against South Carolina.
The 2 weeks after that, but then bounced back against Marquette on Senior Day last Sunday as Bueckers connects. Bueckers, where she is so dangerous. Bueckers comes right back at you. She has that look in her eye.
The touted freshman that we mentioned, Jasmine Bosco, dials it up from the top of the arc.
Bueckers contested and still connects. It breaks up a 7-0 Nova surge.
Glass, John, they already have 5 offensive rebounds.
AZ Fudd keeps rolling.
Go getting them into a really nice pace and rhythm.
They entered this tournament winning 4 of 6. Bueckers slides in. Paige Bueckers has 11. We met this program in the Big East Championship game in 2022 and 23. These two programs are familiar with one another as Ice Brady knocks down the triple.
Nobody really paid much attention to Brady, and she dials up that pick and pop.
Weber, just her 14-3 of the entire season. Beckers is automatic. UConn able to put a stop together after Villanova was 5 for their last 7. Beckers, Paige Mania at Mohegan, and she's talking after it.
Yes, she is. She's fired up.
Paige Bueckers is already up to 18 points in this first half. She gets 2 screens. The defenders step back. She drains it. Paige Bueckers.
Here comes Bueckers. She is feeling it right now. Paige Bueckers stops on a dime, folks.
Uh-oh.
Folks. Bueckers took some contact. Bueckers has 18, a spin move, and won her 16th 20-point game of the year.
And here's this one where Villanova couldn't have defended this any better. They had a really good switch. They put Ryan Allen, who has size and length, on Paige, but she spins back the other way. She fades away, and she gets the foul in the process. A lot of UConn fans and coaches would like to see that, but there's another assist.
Appears to be all right. Still hunting her first points of the second half. She's A-OK. 23 on the offensive end of the floor tonight. Shot clock at 5. It's Lauren Jensen. 2,000-plus points scored. A Mallory break. Shut down. And a shot clock violation.
Trying to get out ahead of that half-court defense.
Sarah Strong.
Offenses that you will see as a team, and we saw that in UConn shoot-around today. There goes Paige. Really a great situation for Paige right now. She's been playing so well. She has so many talented teammates around her.
There she goes.
And defense snatched the ball and was up the floor in a hurry. Another turnover.
The 4th by Creighton. AZ5 is feeling it.
Triple team on Molly, and they close out on the opposite side of the floor in time. Everyone moving on a string.
Mogensen. Bueckers is glued on it. Arnold on the Bueckers. Wide open fight. Her third 3. Ashley Shade, the Big East 6th Woman of the Year. Number 5 is left open. Woo! Paging Bueckers. Short. Paige Bueckers all the way.
That's just simple.
The 2 of them are getting the Joe Lapchick Award next fall for their service in basketball as Bueckers hits an and 1.
I've never seen somebody look so stressed as Gina Oriema with a team that has a 20-point lead in the Big East Championship game. Paige Bueckers continues to be extremely aggressive.
And Bueckers was all over that with an interception. Shot clock turned off.
Dropped that shoulder into Mogensen.
12 on the shot clock. Paige Bueckers, the 2-time Big East Tournament most outstanding player. 3 short, strong. There's Bueckers, 24, 6, and 3 assists. Get with 5. They're just everywhere. Everywhere. Bueckers.
Paige Bueckers really good on the defensive end as well. Coming with the correct hands to block that shot, to be in position to not foul, and then saving the play as well.
From a 31st consecutive Sweet 16 to shoot it, is not going to be able to get it over her reach. They're top 5 in the country in field goal percentage defense. There's another takeaway. Nice backdoor cut, Bueckers. Takeaway on the inbound, an easy one for Paige. And a charge taken by Bueckers. The All-American down on the deck. Talked about UConn's help defense, and it has been solid. Paige Bueckers trying to get to the spot, gets the charge called. Her sister in college and a former Arkansas Player of the Year. Her younger sister just won the honor this week. It's been an amazing turnaround. Fun for all the folks in Jonesboro to take part. The bounce swatted by Bueckers. Those are the ones that gotta knock down. Chen off the deflection and the finish.
How about the baseball pass from Paige Bueckers to Caitlin Chen over the top of the defense.
Go from Morgan. And another long pass down court. Conference tournament upsets. A stunner in overtime over James Madison.
Filled in a little bit in terms of the patience on their offensive shots.
Bueckers trail 3, nails it. Under 10 on the shot clock. McAllister, block number 11, that one to Bueckers.
For UConn.
21 solid minutes in the first round, may have more time today. Bueckers will pull up, and Paige is able to knock it down. Bueckers in the two-man game is strong. Behind the back, into the lane, lays it up and in. Final minute of this first quarter.
Two-man game again. I guess it's a three-man game.
Three-man. Brady was involved as well in the screen. Bueckers hangs and hits for Bueckers to come get it up top of the key. Paige, two-man again was strong. The step-back three and hits it.
Hitting her chest. She has come to play.
And they force a turnover.
The second quarter, you see Paige Bueckers tip the inbound, gets the steal.
Go to work in the first half against Arkansas State. She's taken matters into her own hands here. Spins and hits her 5th shot in a row. Treat for Husky fans here at Campbell. And what a problem for opponents. Bueckers left unattended. Money. So well in preparing this team. You know when a team's scoring off their set pieces, they're executing well. How about that pick and roll? Bueckers just strong.
All half here tonight.
Bueckers continues to work. Her swan song here at Campbell. Going out with a flurry. Arnold back to Bueckers. The blow by, the pull up. Every weapon in the arsenal tonight for Paige Bueckers. 21 in the half. Meyer on the drive, knocked loose. Shade gets it right back from Bueckers. Bang. Able to take it away. Back to Bueckers. Pull up, hits it. Coming back out top for 3 and hits that. Paige Bueckers with 26. Paige gets into the lane, triple team, ball's loose. Turnover.
Skylar Vann has just had an offensive resurgence.
Shot clock's winding down. They got a jack. Shot clock violation. 25-point game.
I don't think so.
Step back. Got it. At any rate, it's the 4th foul on Timmer, and Becker will just hang and hit 2 from the floor tonight.
Just comes, hunts the basketball, elevate, fade, finish. Do we get to see the look over at Coach? There it is one more time.
Has really only played 3.5 years due to injuries. Arnold, Paige in the trail and goes all the way to the rim with it. Bueckers to inbound. Fudd for 3.
I'm not going to touch that.
Bueckers adds to the total. 34 on the night.
Strong comes down with it for Connecticut. Bueckers a 3 is good. Connecticut on the board, and it probably should have been a 4-point play opportunity.
It's always a great sign for UConn when Paige Bueckers is aggressive offensively. Watch here. I mean, not only the landing space, she gets hit up top as well.
Bueckers, little shimmy. Jumper won't go. Rebound knocked away. Bueckers has it for 2.
We are not making UConn work. We've just got to be more steady right now. She thinks they're too sped up.
Thank you, Holly, as Bueckers almost never sped up. Has 9 now in this first. Attacks the closeout. Bueckers wants the screen from Strong. Pull-up jumper is good. Paige Bueckers on a heater has just tied Tina Charles for 4th most points in Connecticut history.
The two-man game. Sarah Strong comes over. Drop coverage by Beers. Paige Bueckers so good, pulling up in the mid-range.
Shade had it in her hands, had it poked away. Todd has it deflected. Shade able to control the steal. Off to Bueckers, wide open three is good. 2021 in the Elite Eight against Baylor as Bueckers comes up with a swat.
Paige Bueckers does not get enough credit for being a terrific defensive player, and she gets plenty of credit for this. 40% plus three-point shooter, but on the defensive end, she uses her length really well, blocks shots really well.
4 points than 17, efficient in both as well. Bueckers again. Paige Bueckers starting to feel it here.
Janet L. Alfie sets the screen. Where is Reagan Beers? Dropped deep into the post. Paige Bueckers can get to a really good spot for her and a very good look to the paint.
Bueckers, you bet! Paige Bueckers on a bum. Second has 8 already in the third. Knocked away, then Chen lost it herself.
Paige Bueckers stepping confidently into this three. He's got some depth on it as well. And then on the other end, she prevented the pass from coming into a cutting Peyton Verhulst. Paige Bueckers doing it on both ends.
Time in just this season as Skylar Van will graduate and move on. Meanwhile, Zion in all kinds of trouble. Bueckers off the steal and Chen with the lay.
Done defensively as well, leading to an easy fast break opportunity.
Slips, can't finish. Here comes Bueckers. Connecticut with numbers. Bueckers pull up is good. Paige Bueckers taking over. 21.
Gino Auriemma refers to Paige Bueckers as the most unguardable player in the country. She has come alive here again in the third. Feeling it for her team.
Thrown away again. 19 turnovers for Oklahoma. Bueckers patiently reading the defense. Bueckers gets it back. Will pop. And hit from Tacoma.
Paige Bueckers knows the shot clock is going down. She glances up. The soon as she sees it, it's at 5 seconds, and there's not going to be much opportunity to do anything else. Just steps right into it.
Since the first quarter, when she went 2 for 5, Bueckers twisting into 2, plus the foul.
Paige Bueckers has a remarkable ability to get her shoulders squared even when her feet are not, and to absorb contact and still finish on her follow-through. Here, feet kind of kicking out to the side, shoulders square. She's feeling good about that one.
On El Alfie. Bueckers back to work. Bueckers again.
It's a little screen, this time from El Alfa. We've talked about it all game. The drop coverage by Beers, even as a defender tries to fight over, you're giving up a step or a half a step. And a half a step is all Paige Bueckers needs to get a really clean look.
18-point Connecticut lead. They have answered the bell in this second half. Beers putting it on the deck. Rumbling inside, gets rejected by Bueckers. Paige Bueckers' 6th tournament game with 25 points and 3 steals, most by any player in the last 25 years. Here's Bueckers using the screen. Bueckers, another 30-piece for Paige Buckets. She's projected as the #1 overall pick. Bud to Bueckers, why not? She got it! Paige Bueckers has fully taken over.
It's working and moving. Great screen by Ice Brady. Paige Bueckers steps into it. She's feeling the career high.
Bueckers gives it up, gets it back. Bueckers 3. You bet! It's a new career high for Paige Bueckers. 36. This fourth quarter, Paige Bueckers the only player with one. Bueckers has another. What a dish from Strong. Bueckers bounces out. Strong gives it back. It's a 40-point night for Paige Buckets. Buckets. A Connecticut record for an NCAA tournament game.
No let-up for Paige Bueckers here in the fourth quarter. The great pass from Sarah Strong to the cutting Paige Bueckers, and then another great pass from Sarah Strong for an easy one for Paige. Teams after the way she started here.
Bueckers went for the steal, knocked it off of Smith, and it's going to be Connecticut basketball.
Kennedy Smith with the Anderson cut, and Paige Bueckers just fought over both of the elbow area screens. You see her going. She's got long arms and able to tip it off the fingertips of Smith.
Winner advances to the Final Four. Bueckers, another big steal. Here comes Bueckers with numbers. Strong connects again. Sarah Strong.
Paige Bueckers has been really good the last couple of possessions on the defensive end, getting deflections, getting steals. Here, head up, she finds Sarah Strong right in the middle of the floor. Just stop and drop.
That mindset has carried into this game right now.
Such a great point, Ali, as Bueckers gets on the board.
Lean, she is mobile, and you have seen her produce.
Bueckers on the other end, finishes plus the foul. Dump it inside, Marshall has it stripped. Bueckers comes up with it. Good hands from Strong. Chen to the rim. Bueckers a three. You bet. Turns, dishes, Bueckers again. Bueckers will fire. And hit from three. Paige Bueckers has been dialed in from deep. Bueckers trying to take out. Paige Bueckers has another bucket.
No player more important to her team's success than Juju.
As Paige comes up with an outstanding rejection.
I mean, 6 feet tall, really good length, good instincts. Look at the closeout speed, and able to not only block the shot, but do it with completely avoiding contact.
Meanwhile, Aubrey Griffin getting minutes here for Connecticut. Fudd a three. It is good. And AZ Fudd is finally on the board in the Elite Eight. Bueckers with 5 to shoot. Bueckers leaning and hitting.
It's orchestrated. He wants the two-player game.
Bueckers, you bet. Told us that pick and roll with Sarah Strong. It is such a safety net for them now as a team when they need a bucket. Strong the deflection and steal. Fudd another three. Is good. A little smile across the face of AZ Fudd.
Out of timeouts when she hadn't yet made one.
Bueckers, 2 more for Paige Bueckers. Bueckers has it knocked away. Fudd goes back door and lays it in. Howell lets it fly. Can't hit. Her own Connecticut record, the first to do it in the tournament. Bueckers is on the board in the Final Four. Here's Barker, the handoff. Rice spinning, at it poked. And a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Connecticut for LSU. Here's Bueckers, 3 seconds left. Bueckers at the buzzer. You bet. Oriemo when we come back. Paige Bueckers has been electric all tournament and ends the first quarter of this semifinal with a bang. Avenge that with a Big Ten championship win against them and another turnover from UCLA. Surrounded, Rice has it deflected by Bueckers out of bounds. Have not heard much from Jaquez yet in this game, who was terrific in the Elite Eight and a 5-second violation. But since 1982, when it became the NCAA, this is their first trip. Rice dashing ahead. Rice, the elongated Euro, couldn't finish it. Bueckers ended up in more space than expected and said, okay, I'll take it. Has it in transition. Bueckers, what a feed! The touch pass!
Gets the steal. The get ahead. Paige Bueckers up, tap before she comes down. What a fast break.
Jaquez has it taken away by Bueckers. Was trying to get it into Betts.
El Alfie had fallen down, and that's one way you defend the post is by limiting.
Wow, Bueckers able to hit.
Paige Bueckers dancing with the basketball, comes off the screen.
Rice kicks it out. Jaquez. Whoa. Far for Jaquez, the hero of the Elite Eight. Bueckers separates and hits. Strong at three. Is good. Bud gives it up. Bueckers dances inside and finishes. Plus the foul.
Yukon is moving the ball so unselfishly and quickly, and then there, Paige Bueckers dicing, slicing through the lane, gets hit right in the neck, able to finish anyway.
That trio has been the most efficient trio in basketball this season.
By Paige Bueckers when the ball went into the post and then reversed.
Bueckers smooth, hard, while still being a downhill driver. That's always her first instinct. Dugalich can't finish. Another good contest from Bueckers.
Picked up a foul early. Her minutes were limited as a result.
Here's Bueckers, guarded by Kitts. Bueckers trying to dance around her. What a move from Paigebuckets. Here's Edwards with some space, lost it. And will we have a tie-up? No, we don't yet. Now we do. Off to Pow, extra feed. Edwards can't finish it. Bueckers got a hand on it. 6 rebounds in the quarter for the freshman Strong. 7 seconds left in the frame. Bueckers banks it in. The national championship game as a freshman really helped change that game against Iowa. The game South Carolina went on to win.
A floor spacer who can be very good from three.
Bueckers, another jumper for Paige Bueckers.
Paige Bueckers just coming off a handoff. South Carolina worked on this so much both yesterday and today of how they were going to try to defend it. That's just a tough shot.
South Carolina has done both of those things thus far, but it's Connecticut who leads by 7. Strong, able to finish. Strong, Bueckers to the corner, shade, connects. Here's Bueckers. Her jumper is good.
Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you work on something defensively. This is handled pretty well. Kitts comes out, contests, has the length right there. Paige Bueckers simply unbothered.
In the final quarter of this season, Bueckers backdoor, pops it in, plus the foul.
Paige Bueckers reading the cut, the ball delivered beautifully. Absorbs the contact. Look at the react. KK Arnold, the bench. They're feeling it right about now.
All the shot clock here. Bueckers gives it up. Strong. You bet. Strong trying to come up with a steal. Bueckers does.